guys, welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're not. But today's video is going to be the cold hard truth about sororities, and I have been in the sorority. I'm not in the sorority anymore, so I'm honestly going to give you my honest opinion on sorority life and everything about Greek life in general, but it's really going to be mainly focused on sororities. I also look like I'm naked, but I'm wearing a tank top and you just really can't see it. But I have like this little book of questions right here that I spilled water on, so it's a little whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this video, and I'm gonna try to be like really like non-biased. Also, if you hear like a weird thing, like my dog is like chewing on his toy right here, like right there underneath of me. But also this video has been so highly requested, but I haven't gotten around to film it until now because I know it's going to take me forever to film this, so I'm apologizing right now if it's super long. Also, there's gonna be timestamps in the description box down below if you want to know like certain things like specifically. That will be all in the description box down below. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So the first little category that I'm going to talk about is rush week, and I'm going to tell you guys my experience. And to keep in mind, I rushed my freshman year. I'm an upcoming junior, so I honestly can't really remember like exactly what all happened during rush week. I just know that going into rush week, I was so excited because I've known that I wanted to be in a sorority since my freshman year of high school, because it's just like such a me thing to do, and like I was so excited, and like it was just like such like a me thing, like it was my element. So I was really excited to go into it, and I try to go in open-minded, but at the same time I got influenced to go towards like different sororities and stuff, and like what not sororities like to pick. And so I really advise you to be open-minded. I think that that is the most important thing to do. I don't think that you should let anyone else influence your decisions. Also, I'm not going to say personally what sorority I was part of because I don't want them coming after me, because this is gonna be cold hard tea, sipping on tea right now that I'm going to tell you guys. So if you like go back and watch my other videos, like you'll know what sorority I'm part of, but I personally am not going to say it in this video. But anyways, I went through rush and everything, and I really loved it. You get to talk a lot, so you're definitely going to have to be prepared to talk. And my number one tip for rushing is to go on Pinterest and type in rush advice or things to ask during rush, because they are going to ask you to ask them questions instead of them asking you all the questions. Make sure you ask them a few questions so that they it seems like you're interested in their sorority or whatever. So I definitely recommend going onto Pinterest, looking up rush advice, rush questions to ask, because it's very important to ask them questions just to show like what kind of character you are. And so I personally did that, and it helped me a lot, because you don't want to just like sit there and be like, no, I don't have any questions, because they want you to ask questions. So that's one of my my number one tips for this whole rush week. Ours was, I think, like a couple days, just because we don't have very many sororities. We have 5 of them, and I know that like bigger schools have more sororities. Like I know that University of Tennessee Knoxville has like, I swear, like I don't even know how many sororities they have, but I know that they have like a lot. Also, there's something in my eye. Why? Okay, so yeah, I really do recommend going on Pinterest and looking up questions and stuff to ask, because they will really appreciate that. Then during my rush week, I don't remember, like I said, like what exactly happened, but I know that there were a couple days, and you talk to like the most girls on the first day, and then like fewer girls as the days go on. And then pref night, I know exactly, pref night, it's all the same for everybody. You get 2 parties, and you talk to them for an hour each, and you really get to know the girls, and you really get to know what it's like to be part of their sorority, because they give like this speech and like all this, and what their like sorority is all about. And you talk to them for an hour, and then on bid day, you obviously like you run home to your place that chose you, and you chose them because it's a mutual decision on who drops you and who you want to drop, because you do get that option. But yeah, like I'm so bad at explaining that. I'm probably like, I don't know if that made any sense to you guys, and I know that's like not in depth at all, but honestly you guys, like this happened like 2 years ago, and so I really don't remember what all happened, but that was my experience. The next question that I have is, what can you wear during rush? And I am going to post up a picture right here of like outfit ideas, because we had a whole group me that you are put in groups for rush. Okay, let me back this up. I'm sorry, this video is going to be all over the place, and I apologize. I'm going to try to make it not be, but for rush, before rush starts, you get put in several different groups, or you get put in one group, but there's several different groups. There's like 20 groups or something like that, and there's like 10 to 15 girls in each of these groups, and we all had like different group me's that you were part of. So my group, we had a group me, and then we like met up and stuff, and we had leaders that are called Rho Gammas. At our school they are called like Rho Chis. At other schools, or I don't know what they're called, like they're like sorority like leaders or whatever, and they are in charge of your group, and they are the ones that are going to help you in your decision, and if you have questions about anything, they will ask, or they will answer all of them for you. My Rho Chis were amazing. I loved them, and I really appreciated them, and they posted in our little group me like what we could wear and what we couldn't wear, and things like that. It's not like what you couldn't wear, but it's just like things that they prefer you not to wear. So I will post a picture, like a link in the description box down below of the outfits that they sent us. I'll probably put it up on the screen. But yeah, so basically I just wore like white pants. That was like a staple piece, I feel like. White pants, and like a off the shoulder kind of pink little shirt thing that was really cute. Pearls, always wore pearls, always wore my Alex and Holly bracelets. Just always make sure that your hair and makeup is done so that you're looking presentable, and like, you know, stuff like that, because that's just how sorority life is. Like, they just always want you to look presentable, which I look presentable all the time anyway, because I don't like going out of the house without no makeup on. So yeah. The next question that somebody asked, I asked y'all to ask me questions on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, all my links and stuff, everything that you need to know about me is in the description box down below. But what did you do in each of the parties? So in each of the parties, you kind of just talk to several different girls, like I said, and you really just like get to know them. They get to know you really well, and they will at the door when you're going through rush, there's always like a line of girls, and they always like pick up a girl like when you're walking in. Like, you don't really know what I'm talking about until you actually go through rush, and they pick you up at the door, and like you have some kind of like similarity, because you fill out this form before rush, and it's like what your major is, and like where you went to high school, and like where is your hometown, and like stuff like that to get to know you. And so they're gonna pair you up with someone that is similar to you, so you have like similar things to talk about. And you basically can just talk about anything. You're supposed to focus it on the sorority itself. Also, my leaders told me to never talk about the three B's, which is boys, booze, and the Bible. So don't ever bring that stuff up, because it just doesn't, it's not like sorority, like, it's just not good to talk about, especially if you have different views, and like it's just not good. And like, you don't want to talk about like partying and stuff like that if they ask you like why you want to join and like whatever, because you just don't want to talk about partying. Like, that's not good. Or like boys or whatever. Like, you really want to focus it on their philanthropy and everything like that. So yeah, you just like talk about different things. And then pref night's like the hour long. You just, like I said, like I just really got to know the girls that I talked to, like how they are in the sorority and outside of the sorority. So that's that. What type of questions were asked? We were just asked, I honestly don't really remember what we were asked, but I know one of them was like, oh, like what made you want to join sorority life? Or another one would be like, what do you like about our philanthropy? Or like, do you see yourself fitting in? Or like just things like that. But like I said, make sure you have questions for them as well. And number one question that I always asked was, what was your favorite sisterhood event? Because it is a whole sisterhood. That's why you're joining a sorority, to like have friends and to like get like just to be like a huge family. That's what sorority life is supposed to be like. My experience was not like that. I will explain that at the very end of this video. Oh, my next question is, what questions should you ask? Which, like I said, I will leave a link in the description box down below to some questions that you should ask, like that I got off Pinterest, but I did write some down. One of them, I wrote like three. I wrote 3 down. The first one is, why did you choose this sorority? I think that is a very important question to ask to see their morals and their intentions on joining the sorority, and why they chose the sorority that they did. And like, I just think that's a really important question. Like I said, what was your favorite sisterhood event? Because I feel like that's gonna tell a lot about what they do, because I've asked a lot of the same sisters did that question and I've always gotten different answers, and it just shows like what kind of events that they do. And then the third one is, what does this philanthropy mean to you? That is such a big question, because you want to join a sorority that their philanthropy or what they stand for is meaningful to you, not just joining it because you have friends in it, or vice versa, like not vice versa, but like whatever the case may be, like you want to join it because you relate to what they stand for. The next little category is bid day. So on bid day, it is the most exciting day. I remember bid day like it was yesterday. It was amazing. I loved it. So basically we get in our groups at like 10 a.m. It was super early, 10 a.m. and we go into this room where all of our group is sitting in there, and we open our bid cards, and it says your name on it, and like it says like that you are formally invited into blah 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 sorority, whatever, and then we all start screaming, and it's like a great time. So then we walked to the quad. If you go to ETSU, you'll know what I'm talking about. We walked to the quad, and there was like all of us, like we all had to wait before we had to walk to the quad. Like there was hundreds of girls, you guys. It was crazy. So we walked to the quad and we sit in the grass, and like all the sororities are like out, and like they're chanting their chants and all that. And then they call out groups. And for me, I'm an idiot, and I didn't know that they were calling my groups. All I heard was a 1, 2, 3, go, and I ran. Okay, like, because you are literally running to what sorority you're a part of, and like your sorority will have your name like on a little like stick thing, and you'll run to that person, and usually that person is the person that prefed you. So yeah, that's basically what happens on bid day. And then like, oh, also whenever you run home to them, you take all the pictures that you want, which that was so much fun. And then you have like a bid day like after party, which is, ours was literally at my apartment complex that I live at now. We had our party here at the pool, and it was really nice to get to know everybody, and like you take all the pictures you want, you get to know people, you get to eat, it's just such a fun time. Like bid day was amazing, loved that. The next category is Big Little Week, and when I posted my Big Little reveal, like my Big Little like week video or whatever, I got questions on this, so I wanted to answer them for you guys. So the first question is, what is a big and a little? So I have my big, her name is Meredith. I love her. She's great. She's basically your big sister, and you like look up to them. They should be your role model. They hang out with you all the time, and they're just like your best friend. Like they're basically your best friend, like automatically. Not going into the sorority, because it does take a little while for you to get your bigs, but you go on, like we went on a retreat, and this like we got to know a lot of the older sisters, and then you get to choose like who your big is. You write down your top 5, and then your big also will get a call, and she can like accept you as a little, or she will not, but like majority of the time, like you should have like a close enough connection to where they should choose you. And then you have like this whole week, of just presents. Like it's great, and I got so spoiled by Meredith. I loved her. She also took a twin, and so my Greek family is very big. We have like guys in our Greek family also, because frats can be part of it, and it was a lot. So me and my twin Bailey, we were taken together, and we had no idea that we were Meredith's littles, because Meredith said she lied to us the entire week, and your big will do this. She will lie to you to make sure that it's not like super like obvious that it's her, because she doesn't want you to know, because that's like the whole fun of it, is like being a surprise. And it was just really fun. Like she definitely lied to us all week, but it was a fun week. And if you guys watch that video, it's not very informative, doesn't really tell you anything. I just vlogged, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, The next question that I have is, how do you know who your big is? This is just a question that I kind of threw in there because you just don't know. You don't know who your big is because your big's going to leave you hints and stuff. But Meredith freaking left me hints that were pertaining to somebody else. Like, she was pretending to be somebody else, and I thought that that person was my big. And I thought so many different people were my big, and then like people thought that Meredith was their big, but she wasn't. And like, it was so confusing. Like, going into Big Little Week, everybody knew who their big was, but then in like towards the end of the week when we were close to finding out, nobody knew. Like, everybody was confused. It was crazy. It was a fun time though. I really liked it. We picked up our presents at the suite, so that was really fun. Like, they had like all of our stuff like lined out. I wish that I would have taken videos and pictures and stuff, but I didn't. But like all of our little like presents were like around the suite, and like it was just so fun. Like, I absolutely loved it. How did you and your big meet? So how did me and Meredith meet? We met, geez, I don't remember when we met. I honestly think that we met at a party. And she was just, oh no, we did not meet at a party. We met because of this girl named Peyton. I love Peyton. If you're watching this, hi Peyton. I doubt that she is, but I love her. She was literally my spirit animal. She was one of the main leaders of the rush week. She was like the head honcho, like president, whatever, and she was just so like me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, she is my spirit animal. I need her to be my big. But then she wasn't taking any more littles because she was already a senior, and Meredith at the time was a junior, and so Peyton wasn't taking any more littles, and Meredith is just like Peyton. And so we met because I came over to her apartment, and we had a little study like group or whatever, and we were just studying and like talking about boys and stuff like that, and then we just like instantly clicked. And so that's how I met my big. I absolutely love him. Okay, sorry, I didn't know what he was doing. I absolutely love her. She's done a lot for me, and yeah, so that's how we met. And then we started going out to parties together and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, now we're gonna get into general questions. This video is already so freaking long, but we're gonna get into general questions about sorority life. So the first question that somebody asked is, what are the rules of sorority life? And let me just tell you guys, this is a big one. So obviously, like, different sororities have different rules and such, but my sorority personally, we're gonna dish this out. So basically, my sorority, going into it, you can't post on your social media about drinking or cussing. You can't post on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You cannot have cussing in the background. You can't have cussing in sounds. You can't retweet a tweet that has a cuss word in it. You can't post about like a drink in your hand, like, because they don't know if it's alcohol or not, so you're not supposed to do that, which I get. Like, it's working you up to like getting like a job and stuff, and you wouldn't want that on your Instagram and social media and stuff. But I feel like Twitter is just a place where you just tweet whatever, like, who cares, you know what I mean? But they will call you out if you post something with a cuss word in it, and so that was very annoying. And you can't be on elevated surfaces, which when you're like drunk and stuff, like, you don't want to be on a table. If you're seen on a table, you will be sent to like this group of people. I forgot what they were called. I don't remember what they were called, but you will be sent to them, and it's like basically a judge, and they will say like if you're gonna be on academic probation or not academic, social probation, which is where you cannot attend any of like the formals or the mixers or anything like that. And mixers are basically just like parties that we have like with the frats, or like not parties, but like get-togethers that we have with the frats every now and then. That's what a mixer is. But yeah, so the rules are very strict on when it comes to stuff like that. You also can't be like, your butt can't be hanging out. Your boobs can't be hanging out, you know, like in a bathing suit. Yeah, that's how my sorority was. Like, I've seen other sororities be very lenient on their girls, so it wasn't like that, but that's how it was for us. Let's see, what other rules do I have? Another rule is, since I'm not in the sorority anymore, also, this is a main rule that like is every sorority, every fraternity, we have like Greek letter shirts that are stitched letters, and if you join a sorority, you'll know what this is. But if you are not initiated, you cannot wear those letters. If you are not part of the sorority anymore, or you're suspended from the sorority, you cannot wear those letter shirts anymore. We have t-shirts that you can wear, but they tell you they advise you not to wear them. Like, not advise, but they try to tell you not to wear them because I don't know why. And so now I have like a million like freaking shirts that I don't wear and I need to sell. But yeah, so there's that. I can't really think of like any other rules, to be honest. There was just like, there isn't that many, but at the same time, like, there's kind of a lot. The next question is, how much do they cost? They are pretty pricey depending on where you go to school. I go to a very, very small school, so my dues were like $300 a semester, $400 a semester. I'm not exactly sure. So it wasn't that expensive, but I know at University of Tennessee Knoxville it's like $1,000 a semester, and that's just ridiculous because who has money to pay for that? And go to UT, because UT is expensive if you didn't know. So yeah, it just depends on like where you go to school. It's not that bad, but there also are fees that you have to pay if you don't go to the meetings or if you don't go to this and that. They will charge you with fees, and you have to pay them. So I think that's really dumb. The next question is a very, I feel like, question that everybody thinks about is there a lot of drama? Honestly, it depends. It depends on your sorority that you're in, and it also depends on who you're friends with in the sorority, because even if you're in a sorority, you're still in different cliques in the sorority. And even though it shouldn't be like that, but in my sorority personally, like, this is like my personal experience, I had to deal with that. I had to deal with different cliques in the sorority, and there wasn't that much drama, but there was like crap being talked about other girls, and that's just how our sorority was. Like, I didn't understand that, because I don't know, but like, we're also girls, like, girls talk crap, like, it's a given, like, it's a thing. So I wouldn't say like overall there's not a lot of drama, but there can be, yes. Why should you join a sorority? I personally advise all of you guys to go through Rush, because that was like one of the best experiences of my entire college career. I absolutely loved it. I wish that I would have chosen a different sorority. Like, that is my problem. I think that it's so much fun. I think that you get to have your sisters for life. You should have your sisters for life if you choose the right sorority, and I think that it gives you a lot of opportunities, and it also looks really good on your resume. So if you have like a position in the sorority, I definitely think that everybody should Rush if it's your thing, because when I was in it, when I was in it, I had a lot of fun. It was just the after part that was just not good, but I'll explain that to you guys. So yeah, I definitely think that everybody should join, because I think that it's an opportunity for sure. Okay, so the next question is, why did you quit, and do you regret being in it? This is going to be the part of the video where this is going to be my whole experience and what I went through with sororities. So yeah, basically what had happened was, I did not get hazed or anything. Like, sororities really don't haze, but I know at different schools they do, but ETSU, they really don't haze. Like, I'm not just saying that just to say that, like, they don't haze. Fraternities do haze. I don't care what they say to me. I know that they haze. I've seen it. I've not seen them actually getting hazed, but I've seen the aftermath of it, and it's bad. But I mean, that's just how frats are. I don't know, I couldn't do that. Yeah, sororities here don't haze at all. I don't know if they do at UT. I don't know if they do at other schools. Like, you're just have to like talk around and see what people say, but that's not why I quit. Basically what had happened was, my first semester I was balancing school and the sorority at the same time, which is not a big deal. Like, that's not a lot like to handle, but at the same time, when you first join the sorority, it's a lot, because you have to be active. You try to be active and like try to make friends and like all this. Like, it's a lot to handle. And I also was trying to manage my social life, which that was just hard in itself, because when I was in high school, I had never gone to a party at all. I was always home. And if I did go out, I'd go out to eat or something like that. It was never like in a party setting, because my parents were very protective over me, which now I look back at it and I'm like, I'm glad that they did that. But at the time I was like, why aren't you guys letting me do anything? But yeah, so I had to balance all of that, which is like, it's still not a lot because I didn't have a job. I did get a job like my second semester, but I got to the point where my GPA was kind of low, and this was one of the crappy things about my sorority, is they told us that if your GPA got below a certain number, then you would get put on academic probation, which means that you are, like, you have to have more study hours. Study hours also is a thing. Like, you have to go to the library and, like, log in hours. I don't know if they still do that, but they did when we first started. And you had to, like, do more study hours. You had to do, like, you had to get your GPA back up. Obviously, you can't go to, like, all the fun events and stuff. So that's what probation pretty much is, and academic probation. So I thought that I was going to be put on academic probation. They never told me that I was going to be suspended. And being suspended basically means that you can't really associate with the sorority. But, like, if you got your GPA back up to, like, a certain number, then you can get back into the sorority and, like, start doing whatever you're doing. So they never told us that I was going to get suspended. There was a lot of us. There was a lot of girls that got suspended. They never told us that we were going to get suspended. We literally thought that we were going to go on academic probation and just get our grades back up. Nope, that wasn't the case. Literally suspended us. It's fine. So then after that semester, I had brought my GPA back up because I was trying to kick butt in school, and I got it back up. But then I realized that my sorority was not what I had thought it was, and I think that it's becoming something that it's not. And I'm not calling out anybody, but I just don't think that our sorority should be like they're literally becoming something that they're not, and they will never be what they're trying to be. And I didn't join the sorority for that reason. I joined it because it felt like home to me, and now it's just trying to be perfect, and it's never gonna be that. And like I said, this is not bashing on any of the sororities or anything like that, because Greek Like everywhere is different. This is just my personal experience. Also, when I didn't decide to join back at the sorority, or join the sorority again, or whatever, get back in it, whatever, I also got unfollowed by so many of the girls on Instagram, and it just is crazy, because I never thought that I really did pay for friends, because yes, a sorority, you're basically paying for your friends, but if you find the right sorority, it is your home, and you're not paying for your friends. But I basically paid for my friends, because so many of them unfollowed me after I didn't rejoin the sorority, and I just think that is just crazy. That's insane. I think that's also very dumb, but I don't ever want to join the sorority back again, just because it's, like I said, turning into something that I don't want it to be. Second of all, I already have all my friends, and I don't really need that anymore. It gave me some opportunities, but at the same time, like, I don't want to be with a group of people that are fake like that. It just really shows. So that's my experience. Do I regret being in it? No. The time that I was in it, I don't regret it, but if I was in it now, I probably would. And like I said, I regret not choosing the other sorority that I prepped. So yeah, so that's basically my whole experience with that. And if you have any other questions, definitely leave them down below. I feel like I covered everything. This video is, like I said, gonna be so long, but I think I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of talking, and thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you have stuck around for this long, definitely leave me a comment down below. Yeah, leave video requests down below. I'm still doing back to school videos, so also when back to school starts again, I'm gonna upload once a week instead of twice a week, even though I didn't upload twice last week because I was in Nashville. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it got you some insight on sorority life and stuff, which like I said, I think that everybody should rush and give it a try, because I did have fun. Just make sure that you follow your heart and not what everybody else is saying. That's my biggest tip. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell to see when I upload, because I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays, but sometimes I don't upload on Fridays. So make sure you turn that on, and I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for 500 and I think 50 subscribers. What are we at right now? Hold on. We are at 562 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for that. I feel like I'm growing pretty fast, but at the same time not as fast as everybody else, but I really don't care. Like, I think that I'm growing pretty fast, and it's all up to you guys. So thank you so much for watching my videos and giving me the support and love, and you guys are just great. So I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. Bye.